Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. I came across with some information that is shocking. What famous atheists said in their last minute? What were the last words of several atheist people? Famous people who all their life spoke against God. What they experiment at the last minute is what we will read today. Be prepared, because this is, honestly speaking, shocking. Voltaire, a famous anti-Christian atheist: I have swallowed nothing but smoke. I have intoxicated myself with the incense that turned my head. I am abandoned by God and men. He said to his physician, Dr. Foshin, I will give you half of what I am worth if you will give me 6 months of life. When he was told this was not possible, he said, then I should die and go to hell. David Hume, atheist, philosopher, famous for his philosophy of empiricism, skepticism of religion. He cried loud on his deathbed, I am in flames! I am in flames! It is said his desperation was a horrible sin. Napoleon Bonaparte, French emperor who brought death to millions to satisfy his greedy power, mad, selfish, ambitious for world conquests. I die before my time, and my body will be given back to the earth. Such is the fate of him who has been called the great Napoleon. What an abyss between my deep misery and the eternal kingdom of Christ. Joseph Stalin, Soviet revolutionary and politician. In a Newsweek interview with Svetlana Stalin, the daughter of Joseph Stalin, she told of her father's death. My father died a difficult and terrible death. God grants an easy death only to the just, to the good ones. At what seemed the very last moment, he suddenly opened his eyes and cast a glance over everyone in the room. It was a terrible glance, insane, or perhaps angry. His left hand was raised and thought he were pointing to something about and bringing down a curse on us all. The gesture was full of menace. The next moment, he was dead. Wow! He saw something coming at him. No wonder. Anton LaVey, author of the Satanic Bible and high priest of the religion dedicated to the worship of Satan. One of his famous quotes was, there is a beast in a man that needs to be exorcised, not exorcised. His dying words were, oh my, what have I done? There is something very wrong. There is something very wrong. Anton LaVey, the beast, the preacher of Satanism, was seeing before his death time that something very wrong was coming, and he had been doing on earth something horrible. You see, Charles IX, the French king, urged on by his mother, he gave the order for the massacre of the French Huguenots, in which 15,000 souls were slaughtered in Paris alone and 100,000 in other sections of France, for no other reason than that they loved Christ. The guilty king suffered miserable for years after the event. He finally died, bathed in blood bursting from his veins. To his physicians, he said in his last hours, asleep or awake, I see the mangled forms of the Huguenots passing before me. They drip with blood. They point at their open wounds. Oh, that I had spared at least the little infants at the bosom. What blood! I know not where I am. How will all this end? What should I do? I am lost forever. I know it. Oh, I have done wrong. Actually, through the words of all these people, famous people by the way, we see that something is coming at the end of our life. And at that very moment, what we have been doing while alive here on earth matters very much. It's not something like, okay, everybody will die, I can do anything, and then doesn't matter, it's the last minute, who cares? No, something is happening. As just saw or heard the words from Stalin, seeing something coming to him, something to catch him. Actually, in the Vedic philosophy, we know that these creatures that are coming, just as the French King Charles IX, he in the last minute, he starts seeing creatures walking here and there, fully covered in blood and showing different wounds, all different disgusting images, but terrific images. He was seeing that because those creatures are the inhabitants of the land to where he will go after death. These dark creatures walking around him, and the kind of creatures or the creature who Stalin saw coming to him are called the Yamadutas. They are some special characters from the Patalas, from the land of the dead, coming to take them out from here as soul and taking them to the hellish planets, realities. And there they will be for millions of lives in punishment, in different kind of tortures. There in the Vedic and in the Puranas, we have an open, clear, and extensive description on this kind of punishments and hellish planets. And we know they really exist. Christians say that there is one hell and Satan, but actually it's not only one. There are thousands of them. Surely it's not possible to count them all. As it's not possible to count all the celestial planets, the superior planets, also it's not possible to count everything in books of the hellish planets. But there are some description of them and what kind of punishments they are facing. Honestly, that is a horrible ending. But we see that we create our future body and future with every single step we do today. Walk the path of Dharma and do not end up like these people. Vajanita Go Radhe Shyam Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram. Blessings to you. See you in the next. Mahavira Ramana Ki Jai Jainita Jai Gaur Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.